Hello, Mosaic Church. I hope all is going well with you this week, and I hope that you have already started on your reading. We're in the middle of the reading plan that we're doing in Isaiah these several weeks. This is the third week that we've been in Isaiah doing the first 39 chapters. This week we have Isaiah 13 through 19, and I just wanted to give you the quick 5 minute or less tour of what is going on here. So, where we've been in Isaiah this far is the culmination of judgment getting ready to come down upon them. They have not been faithful to God. They have not taken Him into consideration. They're doing a checklist. They still have a temple. They're still offering sacrifices, but their heart is not with God. They've rebelled against Him, and it's coming out in the way they live. They're oppressing the poor, and they're not taking care of the widows, and all of these things that are coming out of the selfishness of their heart. And so God is sending judgment on them. Now there's a little shift as we get to chapter 13 through 19, and God is now talking about the judgment that is going to come down on the nations. See, God's been in charge from the very beginning. Nothing has ever come out of His hands, and He has used other nations at various times to bring judgment down upon Israel. He has used Egypt, He's used Assyria. Those are the primary ones. But there has been Moab, there's been Cush, there's been these various different places and wicked people that God has used as people to chastise or punish His people, the nation of Israel. And so now as we get into these chapters, He's pronouncing judgment against all of them as well. He's telling them, don't think just because you are conquering my chosen people, Israel, it's because of your own power or that you will live forever. And one by one, He goes through these nations in these chapters. And He talks about their pride and their arrogance. And He talks about how He will destroy all of the things that they consider to be their strength. And He will wipe them down into a humble position. That they would even come to Israel begging for their help and for a place to stay and for shelter from the hard days that are coming down upon them. He says that there is nothing that will stop His purpose. His people Israel rebel against Him. That doesn't stop His purpose. These wicked nations rise and become great and become strong, and the world trembles before them. That doesn't stop the purpose of God. He has been in control, is in control, and will always be in control. Even down to the point that even in spite of these failures and in spite of these judgments against His people and these nations that are wicked and go against Him, God has had a plan from the very beginning, and He is still working His plan, and His plan will always come to fruition. You remember all the way back in Genesis that God had told Abram that He was going to make a nation of him, and that in the seed of Abraham, all of the nations of the world would be blessed. Of course, Abraham becomes the nation of Israel. Of course, Israel has been at war with Egypt and with Assyria, and Egypt and Assyria, as these great powers, have kind of used Israel as a pawn in their battles. And yet as we get to the last of the reading this week in chapter 19, there's some amazing verses. Let me read to you. In Isaiah 19:23 through 25. In that day there will be a highway from Egypt to Assyria. And Assyria will come into Egypt, and Egypt into Assyria. And the Egyptians will worship with the Assyrians. They've been at war, they've been at battle, but now they're coming together to worship God. Why? In that day, Israel will be the third with Egypt and Assyria, a blessing. In you shall all the world be blessed. Israel will be a blessing in the midst of the earth. Whom the Lord of hosts has blessed, saying, Blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. Judgment is coming. But God is going to also make His name known. And on the last day of this world, when judgment has come against every nation, they will bow down before Him and they will cry that He is worthy. And there will be representatives of every tribe and nation and tongue that will give this honor and glory to God. God bless. You have a great week.